I'm Idmc and I'm totally convinced that the intentional disciple-making church is absolutely biblical and radical. There are three things I'd like to highlight. The first is that the disciple-making church doesn't merely go through the motion. There is a need for us to stay purpose-driven. The core purpose of the church is disciple-making. Jesus left for us that masterful blueprint. And Rick Warren has written The Purpose-Driven Church. It is wonderful. But I'd like to add to that to simply say that the church must be essentially value-driven. It's all about a certain kind of person radically committed to a certain kind of purpose who, through a certain kind of process, reproduces a certain kind of product. And when we are able to define biblically what that certain kind is, we will understand the biblical definition and dynamics of intentional disciple-making. The second is that the disciple-making church is intentional. It doesn't merely go through the motion. The depth is needed. You see, one of the crises in the modern church is a crisis of product. It is essentially a crisis of depth. And when we go through the motion, without being intentional, we cannot have that depth that is being built in the very foundation and the life of the church. Superficiality, immaturity, mediocrity will characterize the church. And it may be large, but it doesn't have the foundation or the depth to grow deep, healthy, and strong. The third thing I want to highlight is that the disciple-making church does not merely go through the motion because it is intentional. It's intentional in building depth and foundation in the lives of the people. What is needed in intentional disciple-making churches is leadership. Disciple-making leadership. When I think about leadership, I believe that leaders live in the future. The domain of leadership is the future. And then when I look into the future, I see the need for returning the church to its disciple-making roots. The aim of leadership is spiritual transformation. And that is best accomplished when we are engaged intentionally and strategically in making disciples of all nations and fulfilling the mandate of Jesus Christ. I'm convinced that disciple-making is the key to world evangelization. So let me invite you to Idmc conference. It is entitled A Certain Kind, and it is a call to us to come together. I want to distill 20 years of practice as a disciple-making pastor and distill these principles and processes and strategies and teach it at the conference. I hope you'll be there, and I pray we have a great time together. God bless you, and let's go and make disciples.